Guys, this is outstanding. You've got to try this one at home. Really happy with this. If you haven't got all the ingredients, mix it up and use whatever you've got. Hi guys, today we're going to make my ultimate ham and cheese omelette. And I've cut these up into little beautiful sushi type egg things. Absolutely outstanding dish. Wrapped in a blanket of cheese. This is really one that you've got to try. Watch this video till the end because it's got a few little secret tips in there. You're going to love this one. Right, we've got some rich white cheddar, some beautiful Parmesan cheese, some red Leicester cheese, some Hungarian salami, which is super spicy. I'm really enjoying that right now. Fresh basil from my garden, cherry tomatoes, 3 eggs, some spring onions, which I've pre-chopped, some red bell pepper, which I've pre-chopped, and some Jamaican Caribbean seasoning. Let's get straight into it. We're going to start with 3 eggs. Just whip up your eggs nice and fine. I'm not going to season these right now. I'm going to season them once I get on the pan. I'm just going to slice up this delicious Hungarian salami. Like I said earlier, really enjoying this right now. Super rich, really spicy, but it's kind of spicy and sweet at the same time. Right, let's dice up our fresh basil and we'll just give it a nice fine slice up. You need the fresh basil in this omelette because the omelette's so rich. And the basil just kind of cuts through it all and just gives it an intense basil flavor. Pan's on a medium heat, coating with olive oil. Straight on with our egg mixture. And just swerve the pan around a little bit, swerve the egg around a little bit so it all gets coated. Right, straight away we're going to go in with our white cheddar. Be quite generous with this. It is a cheese omelette. Then our red Leicester. That rich creaminess you're going to get from the red Leicester, and also that beautiful orange colour. Outstanding. I just love that intense colour and that rich creaminess that it gives. In with our salami, our red bell peppers, just nicely coating the whole pan, all over the egg. Spring onions, make sure you get them evenly coated everywhere. And just be really generous with these. Fresh basil, just to cut through everything, and just give everything a good hit of pepper, sprinkling of salt, a little bit of dried oregano, and a dusting of fresh Parmesan. Just going to get to one side, and we're just going to give it a flip, just like so, and just give it a little nudge down. Be gentle with it. That cheese will help it stick. And when you're happy with that, let's get another one. And again, go around. And use the pan to help you. You know, just tilt the pan to one side. Beautiful. Right, just let your egg do its thing there. It's packed with flavour, looks outstanding, and that's just perfect as it is. But we're going to take this to another level. That looks perfect. And now what we're going to do is we're going to lift this out of our pan and just slide it onto our board, like so. But we're going to put our pan back on the heat. And while our pan's back on the heat, we're not going to add anything else to that now. Just maybe a drizzle of olive oil just to get things going. Right, and we're just going to go into the pan with this beautiful white cheddar directly onto the heat. And you've got to be super liberal here. Loads of cheese. And this is just going to create a little blanket for our omelette to sit in. Go on with our Parmesan, a nice hard cheese. Crisp up nicely and get nice and firm. Our red Leicester, of course. Get that colour in there. That richness, the depth in flavour. Right, so that's looking outstanding. We're just going to leave that as it is, right? And just let that kind of like melt up and create like a bit of a crust underneath. And what we're going to do is we're going to add our Jamaican seasoning. Right, we just wait for that to start doing its thing. Beautiful, that cheese is just starting to bubble up and just like cook. And then it's going to develop a beautiful like crust underneath, and that's exactly what you want. Outstanding. While it's just doing that, I'm just going to kind of tuck these edges in a little bit. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off the heat. So now I've turned the heat off, and I'm just going to allow this to just cool down slightly, right? And then I'm going to place my egg back on top. So just allow the cheese to cool down slightly, and once it's cooled down, we can play around with it a bit. Right, let's get our omelette off the board and back onto that cheese, back into that pan. And this should just sit in our cheese like so. And that's just going to provide the most beautiful cheesy blanket for our omelette. Want it to be thick and gooey, but not too hard. Oh my god, that smells amazing. Right, let's lift this side up. Over. Right. Now that's what I'm talking about. Right, our omelette is just like nice and cozy, tucked up in that cheese blanket. Right, let's get this out of the pan and onto our board. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Outstanding. Oh, that looks amazing. Right, let's slice into this beauty and just go straight into. Smells outstanding, the aroma. Wow. Look at that. Like a little cheesy egg sushi. A little dusting of our Parmesan. Just a little bit on each one. You know, why not? Let's just break up some basil and just place that basil on top. And that for me just looks outstanding. An absolute showstopper. Serve this when you have guests for breakfast or when you're in trouble with the missus, you know, take her up something like this. Okay, let's get stuck in. This looks outstanding, right? Let's go straight into this one. Oh wow. That cheese just crisped up just slightly, but it's still gooey. Oh, I can't wait for this. And I'm picking up a lot of that salami. Okay, let's go. So there's so much going on here that you need like a minute just to like compose yourself almost. I've got that spicy, rich, salty Hungarian salami, right? I've got the velvety egg. We've got a bit of crunch from the spring onions. We got the sweetness from those peppers. We got that Jamaican, like that Caribbean, like kick, that spice, all wrapped up in a 3 cheese layered blanket type thing, which has like from the bottom that cheese is almost like crisped up slightly, but from the top it's still quite gooey and umptuous. Guys, this is outstanding. You've got to try this one at home. Really happy with this. If you haven't got all the ingredients, mix it up and use whatever you've got. Really good dish. Guys, this isn't just delicious. This is absolutely effing delicious.